Welcome to our Spring Instrumental Expo. We call it the Instrumental Expo as opposed to a concert, even if you notice we're starting it a little bit different. Because tonight our goal is to let you see a lot of different things, a lot of different ensembles that take place throughout the year. Now, like any fine meal, you're only going to get a taste of some of them. But hopefully, if you like what you're tasting or like what you hear, you'll know as you hear announcements throughout the year that this group is playing or that group is playing, you'll say, hey, I remember hearing them at the Expo. I'd like to go hear them. So tonight, again, take a sample of each thing. Don't eat too much of one thing because you want to have room for everything else. And we have a lot of different things going on for you tonight. It's been a great year for us. And tonight kind of is the culmination. You get to see so many different things and our students performing in so many different ways. We'd like to get started right away with our mallet ensemble. This ensemble was coached during lessons by Mr. Alvin Scott.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Oh, great. All right, so I am extremely honored by working with these gentlemen up here because doing lessons that we have throughout the year, these gentlemen stepped up above and beyond by picking and working on this piece 100%. And this piece is Raja by George Hamilton Green, who is like the god of mountain instruments and the piano. So with this piece, it's a fun ragtime piece. And you will see the fun that these guys are going to be having playing these wonderful mountain instruments. And then San Gino over here in the center is playing the solo Zyro part. So I hope you guys enjoy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to your right to our Patriot 5 Wind Ensemble under the direction of Mr. Steve Sullivan. And very quickly, by the way, I know it's not December, even though it went from 90 degrees to the world was ending in about 5 seconds today. It is May 15th, not December 15th. Over to Mr. Sullivan and our Patriot 5 Wind Ensemble.
Thank you, Mr. Paterno. The program that we have for you tonight is going to start with a piece called Songs of the Sea, which is very appropriate today with the monsoon.
Thank you very much. We'd like to thank Mr. Sullivan, a member of the Patriot Five, for representing our band, our school, even our community everywhere in the last year, from Jackals baseball games to retirement villages at the holiday time, and we appreciate all the time they put in. Moving to your stage left, or your left, stage right really, I would like to move to our Saxophone Ensemble. This group met after school as well, giving a little extra time, which we appreciate, under the direction of Mr. Scott.
Okay, so that was the Sax Quartet playing the Bach piece. Now, with that being said, I know that wasn't originally written for saxophone, but this one was the very first quartet piece that was ever written for saxophone quartet in 1857 by Mr. Sanjolay. So you would hear a little bit different in tone quality with this instrumentation of all saxophones. So, ladies, gentlemen, may you please.
Saxophone Ensemble, because some people still think it's illegal for 4 saxophones to be in the same room together. Saxophone, stand up. Let's just show the audience the different types of saxophones that you're dealing with. First, we have Barry saxophone, or baritone saxophone, Josie. Tenor saxophone, which is played by Colin. Alex is playing alto saxophone, which is probably the most common, although he played it uncommonly well. And then Andy Pascal is actually playing what's called a soprano saxophone. Okay, we move on to into the center. Thursday afternoons were one of the most enjoyable days of the week for me, personally, and the main reason was that was Jazz Day. And this year we had... That's okay. This year we had a wonderful problem. A wonderful problem, especially as a teacher, but even hopefully as students too. We had about, I don't know, 1 million people want to play in jazz band. Now, a traditional big band is usually 5 saxophones, 5 trombones, 5 trumpets, and a rhythm section. But being that we had that many people interested, we did not want to turn anybody down. So Thursday afternoon, what we were able to do was we ran 2 different bands. We ran what we called our Jazz Lab Band, which was open to anybody who wanted to experience jazz and learn jazz and have some fun with jazz. And then we ran our Jazz Ensemble, which was a little bit more select. You got a chance to hear both these groups at the All Wayne Jazz Festival, and the Jazz Ensemble got a chance to also play at the West Milford Jazz Festival as well, where they did very well. Quick thank you to our band boosters. You can't see them as well right now, but when you came in, you saw the wonderful, authentic big band jazz stands that we were able to buy this year, or that our band boosters were able to buy for us, which we appreciate very much. We'll start quickly with our lab band, and they will be performing Malagrania. It will feature Anthony Tretakos on the trumpet. Anthony Trenticos playing the role of Arturo Sandoval. Now, we usually would take about a 5-minute break. Run to the bathroom if you were old, get a drink of water if you weren't. And we'd, oh, thank you. Or some of us were old, ran for a drink of water, then had to run to the bathroom. But then we moved to our jazz ensemble. One of the things we stressed a little more in this group was improvisation. Student leaders for our jazz program were Aaron Basunial and Kyle O'Toole, so I thank them very much for all their help in keeping things moving throughout the year. This tune was one of the 3 tunes we did. We chose this one tonight because it's a Count Basie tune that I think is a fun tune to do. It also features Josh Miller on piano, Alex Velarda on alto saxophone, Ricky Wallert on trumpet, and the professor Aaron Basunial on guitar. I want to congratulate the jazz ensemble, we called it, who won a gold rating, or earned, I should say, a gold rating at the West Milford Jazz Festival. Special shout out, yo, if someone who's 52 can say shout out, yo, to our rhythm section who won best rhythm section overall, and an outstanding soloist award to the professor Aaron Basunial. This also leans pretty heavy on our trumpet section. It's called Flight of the Foo Birds, Count Basie. Okay, here we go. special thank you to all jazz band seniors as well. That's why I enjoyed Thursday afternoon so much. We'll keep things rolling. If you give us 2 minutes, we invite our concert band to the stage. We'd now like to move to our larger ensembles. These are the bands that we work with every day throughout the year. Concert band, you can begin coming up. Begin working throughout the day. Fifth period band, whether it's our symphonic band, which is kind of everybody together, and then we split into a concert band, then a wind ensemble. To challenge the students, gives people the opportunity to play different parts. One of the parts you can probably notice about tonight that's very challenging for me, well actually not very challenging for me, I should say, challenging for them, but they make it not challenging for me, is the logistical end of this. There's a lot of moving parts. And although we talk it over, this is a great group of students, very, very intelligent, very motivated, and they make it very, very easy to work with them. So give us 1 minute, we'll be back with our concert band. Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience. We'd now like to move on to our concert band under the direction of Mr. Alvin Scott.
Okay, that piece was a fun toe tapper, I think, but which I do like. And with that piece as well, I want to recognize all the soloists in this band for doing such a difficult part as well. Because some of these people just starting on their instruments, and to be able to play that piece was pretty incredible. So let me give these people a nice party, a hand clap very quick. Give me a second. Okay, all right, the next piece. It's my pleasure to bring this piece out to you because this is a world premiere of this piece because it was written by one of my dear friends, Larry. He had the vision of putting together Beethoven's Fifth Symphony with one Republic sequence. So I don't know if you guys know, it's kind of a little bit vast difference, but it came together very remarkably. So I gotta say, a good once you hear it, you understand why I'm saying this. So at the end, I will give them the recognition for doing such hard work here, and the band for playing it too. All right. So I hope you enjoy Beethoven's 5 sequence. the last piece is Tailspin. What I like about this piece is how the conductor, the composer, made his like experience on the airplane like into the music. Because basically what happened was he was on the airplane, and all of a sudden the airplane started to descend. And he was like, oh no. And then basically he thought about this piece when he wrote this piece. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Mr. Scott, I actually don't think you knew that. You were winging it.
Well, I figured just since I'm like going into a tailspin right now, so.
If it propels you forward.
All right, I think we are cracking up already. All right, so let's move on.
Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Alvin Scott. Now, Concert Band, that was very well played, especially because I think the piece was a little plain. Thank you. If you give us just 2 seconds, we'll switch to our next ensemble, our wind ensemble. seated before you now is the Wayne Hills High School Wind Ensemble. This group, we've got a couple chances to hear this year. If you were at the North Jersey Area Band Festival, which was several schools, they had a fantastic performance. It very well served as kind of a model for the other groups, which is a very nice position for us to be in. Our first piece is entitled Kirkpatrick Fanfare. It features Aaron Kim on flute, Alex Perlaza on bassoon, Max Seplo on tuba, Sang-Jun Ko on timpani, and just about everybody else in one way or another. Thank you. Very famous piece in the band world, also featuring Rachel on the oboe. We'd like to move to a wonderful, wonderful arrangement of Poor Wayfaring Stranger, an old Southern spiritual, but done in a way for wind band that is truly moving. Features so many different people. I want to point out Rachel on again, playing not only oboe, but show the people. This is called an English horn. It's a relative of the oboe. It looks like an oboe with an onion on the end. But it's pitched slightly different. She does a great job playing it, as well as Putaloka on piccolo. I'm going to forget people. Ryan Menadolf on euphonium. This is Wayfaring Stranger. And Sang-Jun Ko on piano. Yes, that's a piano. such a pleasure to work with such mature musicians. I don't care what their chronological advancement is, but I get a chance to work with a lot of different musicians, and to make that kind of music is truly great. We'd like to finish with a very famous piece in the band world, Emperata Overture, by Claude T. Smith. Features many, many different soloists, many of who are seniors. This is a challenging piece, but also just a blast to play, so we hope you enjoy Emperata Overture. change to our last ensemble of the evening. This is our symphonic band. We can start moving symphonic band. This is the big gun that we work with in the first part of the year, and at least usually once or twice a week, to have all our students work together and share their talents. Please give us 1 minute.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liam Fegan. I'm the band president here at Wayne Hills. I've had the honor of working with this organization for the past 4 years, and it has been inspiring. The dedication that this group of people has really moves you. They always make sure to put all their effort to giving you guys the best product they possibly can. But before you hear them play, let me introduce their first conductor, our student teacher for the past several months, a man who got a perfect score on his SAT, and believe it or not, can do a backflip, Mr. Jesse Gerbasi.
Mr. Gerbasi, just before you leave, we want to say thank you for everything you've done, the smiles, the stories, the things you brought, keeping us all happy. Best of luck in your future. Whichever district happens to hire you is very lucky to have you. Good luck, sir. Thank you very much. It's inspiring to work with these students each day, and I know everybody gets up to concerts and says that, but it's not only the talent that really makes an organization like this. It's not only the skill, it's not only the personalities, it's the people. But unfortunately, it's come time to say goodbye, or hopefully till we meet again, to a lot of very, very important people in our program who've been with us for a very long time. First, we'd like to start with someone who probably doesn't know he's part of our program, but we'd like to say goodbye and thank you to Mr. Josh Cashman in our sound and lighting booth, who's been here forever with us. Josh, thank you very much. And I ask that as I announce each senior's name, you please do not hold your applause, as each one certainly deserves it. From our jazz band, Aaron Basandial. Carlos Ayala Belita. And Rich Constant. Now, unfortunately, you need to settle in for a while. We'd first like to say thank you, until we meet again, to Yar Abo. Stay standing, you certainly deserve it, trust me. Sammy Bellafato. Ariana Chen. Ryan Sider. Liam Fegan. Katie Herring. Sangjun Ko. Caitlin Lang Schultz. Ethan Lesser. Julianne Livney. Pooja Loka. Amel Medjavik. Sorry, Miguel. I practiced it actually. Josh Miller. Kyle O'Toole. Justin Park. Annie Pascal. Alex Perlaza. Alana Sarni. Max Zeplo. Nicole Shumaderov. Grace Silva. Anthony Trentacost. Hajer Eunice. Now, just to double check, I used the list to make sure, but did I forget anybody? I do not want to forget anybody. I don't think so. Okay, great. Seniors, I said this to you today, but as people, as musicians, but most especially as band members, as personalities, as leaders, as enthusiasts, I can't overstate what you meant to this program over the last several years. Please come back and visit. I hope when you sit there, when you sit at the State Festival, if you see any of our ensembles, even if it's 20 years from now, that you can look back and we've done you proud. Thank you for everything you've done. And if you think you're about to cry, think about how I feel. I'd like to invite back to the podium, Mr. Alvin Scott. To close tonight, or before we close tonight, we thank you all for coming. We thank Mr. Ben Glass, our supervisor, for being here, sharing with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed tonight. We hope you got to see why we feel band isn't a class. Band isn't an activity. It's something that lives right here. And it's something that lives for many years, even beyond graduation. It's something so worthwhile for our young people to be involved. We'd like to take a second to invite up all our alumni. And if you don't want me to announce your graduating year, I won't. But please come up. We like to do something at the close of each year, both for these students to remind them of the people that came before them, and for our alumni to get a chance to come back and one more time be part of the family that they worked very, very hard to build. What we like to do is we do a march each year called Semper Fidelis by John Philip Sousa. Semper Fidelis translates to Always Faithful, which many of our, we dedicate this to our alumni because they were always faithful to us and we remain faithful to them. And it's a great thing. Say hello to some people if you don't know them. If they have beards, don't worry about it. It's okay. One of the things I always hear each year is, but Mr. Paterno, I haven't practiced in years. I said, that never mattered when you were here. Why does it matter now? Alumni, even if you don't have an instrument or don't want to play or don't remember what instrument you used to play, come up and stand near the one that looks like the one you used to play. Where's Mrs. Sider? Mr. Sider, come on. Now, I have to say, before we play, thank you again for coming. Please join us for some refreshments by our Band Booster organization, which is a huge part of what we do for our students here. Not just clapping, not just being here, but providing things like that. Our students will be out in a few minutes. We've got to do a bit of cleaning up, and then they'll be out to meet you. I have to announce, I think, actually the coolest thing that's ever happened on this stage, at least in the 30 years that I've been here. Over in the corner, you might not be able to quite see. But standing up is Mr. Dave Kick, class of 93? 91? Oh my God, we're old. Oh my God. And Dave is standing right behind his son, Jonathan, who's a freshman this year at Wayne Hills. And of all the Semper Fidelis we've ever done, I think this might be the coolest one, looking at it, at this 2 generations of Wayne Hills band members. This is dedicated to alumni. Feel free to clap along. Thank you so much for coming. This is Semper Fidelis. You just never graduate. That's the problem. Okay, remember there's no stinger. Alumni, welcome back. Seniors, please come back and play with us next year. Here we go.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.